Hey everybody, it's Patrick. It's Thursday, and on Thursdays we make 3-ingredient recipes. It's also my birthday, so I thought I'd make something really special just for my birthday.
Is it your birthday?
It is my birthday. Mama George!
Is your birthday here?
It is. Today's my birthday.
It's a good thing I brought you a present.
You brought me a present for my birthday?
Yes, I brought you a present for your birthday.
Oh, how exciting. Well, maybe...
I'll go get it.
Okay.
Hold on, be right there.
Okay.
Don't move.
I'm not moving.
There you don't move.
I'm right here.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
Go get my present. Mama George got me a present, and oh, look at, oh, how fancy. Oh, how nice. Let me see. Happy birthday, Patrick. Love, Mama George.
Oh,
that's so
lovely
nice.
handwriting I
That
have.
is lovely. What could you possibly have gotten me for my birthday? It's just...
The tuna. I hope you enjoy the tuna.
Well, it is Thursday. I guess we can make a 3-ingredient recipe with tuna.
I never would have guessed that.
Okay.
Much.
So today we're going to make a 3-ingredient recipe with tuna. How about a nice tuna burger just for you?
Oh, that's very lovely.
So we're going to celebrate my birthday with tuna burgers.
Of course.
Of course.
You have to celebrate a birthday with tuna.
I guess you do. So our first ingredient is, of course,
the tuna!
the tuna. We are going to use 1 6-ounce can of tuna. I prefer the solid white, but you can use the chunk light.
I know that.
Oh, of course you do.
Which is why I got it for you.
It's perfect. So
of course.
So we're going to use 1 6-ounce can of tuna. You're going to want to drain it, so you don't need to keep the water or the oil that it's in before you make this recipe. Now, I know you like things a little bit spicy, Mama George.
Of course.
We are going to use a little bit of this creamy Dijon mustard.
Is it great to poop on?
It is. It's great. You can use Grey Poupon. You can use whatever you want. If you want it to have a little bit more of sort of a mayonnaise flavor, you can use something called Dijonnaise.
Dijonnaise?
Dijonnaise, which is a mixture of Dijon mustard and mayonnaise. I thought
what they think of next? They never want to use the old words. They just like to combine them into one thing. Hashtag things.
Hashtag things. Hashtag
Hashtag
things. So you're going to use 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard, creamy Dijon mustard, or Dijonnaise. And remember, hashtag things.
Pardon me. Do you have any Dijonnaise?
There you go.
But of course.
Our last ingredient is...
a tuna egg.
Well, this is a chicken egg. Tuna eggs are
they say that tuna is the chicken of the sea, so it's a tuna egg.
Well, we're going to use a chicken egg, but if you want to use tuna eggs, it won't work. It really won't. So we're just going to use 1 large egg, and that's going to be our binding for this tuna burger.
You can bind the meat together?
Yes, it binds the tuna together. Otherwise, it's just going to be some hot tuna on a plate.
You don't want an unbound tuna, I guess.
No, that's true. Why don't we see how this works?
Okay.
I have my food processor ready, and I'm just going to empty the tuna directly in there. I'm using a fork to get it out of the can, so it's breaking up a little bit already. Now I have a really large food processor and a small can of tuna. If you want to make a couple of batches at once, a couple of burgers at once, this absolutely makes sense. But since we have 1 Mama Kitty and 1 tuna burger, I'm just going to make 1 portion. To our tuna, I'm just going to add the egg. Now I've put the egg into a small container so that I can make sure there are no shell pieces in there. It's really hard to find and dig out shell from this mixture, but it's really easy to crunch into it if you happen to get some in your tuna. So I recommend just putting it in a little cup. You can put it in a little coffee cup or whatever, works just fine. And then finally, I'm going to take my mustard. This is a creamy Dijon mustard. It's mild. You can also use Dijonnaise, which is a combination of Dijon mustard and mayonnaise. That will add in a lot of moisture to this as well. This creamy mustard will work the same way. Let's just add that directly to our mixture as well. And now I'm just going to put this cover on top and I'm going to pulse this. You don't want to turn this into a liquid, which can happen really quickly if you just turn this on and leave it. So just pulse it so that it comes together. It takes almost nothing to put this mixture together. Now all I have to do is take out the blade, Make sure you get all of the tuna and everything directly off of it. And I'm going to form this into patties, and I will sear them directly on the stove. Okay, I have my pan that is heating. I want to make sure that this gets to a nice high heat before I put my patty on there. This is a very, very loose mixture. The egg is going to bind it together, but you really want to make sure that you've got a nice high heat before you drop this on here. Otherwise, it's going to spread out a bit before it starts to firm up. So make sure that you have that all set to go. This feels a little goopy in your hands, but don't worry about it too much. You just want to make sure that you have a nice high heat and you're ready to go. And now I'm just going to drop that in. The main thing I want to make sure that I do is really leave this alone. I want to make sure that this patty just sits here and sears on the bottom and it comes together. If I try to pick this up with my spatula while it's still sitting in the pan, all it's going to do is break apart, and then it won't be a burger at all. Still tastes pretty good. I think that the creamy Dijon mustard really adds something, but you don't want a broken up bit of tuna. That's more of a tuna salad than it is a tuna burger. Okay, so I had a little bit of trouble flipping this the first time. I was a little impatient, but I have flipped this over, and both sides are nice and crispy. This side just looks a little bit better. Like I said, you need to be very patient with this and let it come together, but now you can see that the whole thing is a nice patty, and this is going to go really well. It's got a lot of protein in it. It's got just a wonderful taste. It's very light. You definitely taste the tuna, and it's a great alternative if you have somebody who doesn't necessarily want hamburger or chicken or turkey as their burger. This is great, and of course, if you have a Mama George over for dinner, well, then this is the perfect thing for her. And here's our final product. It's still nice and warm. I just grabbed some parsley from the garden. This is the last of the parsley from our herb garden, just to make it look pretty. Doesn't really add too much flavor, but since I'm going to be serving this directly without a bun, after all, cats don't need a bun for their tuna burger, I thought that I would just make it look a little bit pretty for my Mama Kitty. Let's see what she thinks. What do you think, Mama George?
Delicious! It's tuna! Of course it's going to be good.
Of course it's going to be good. This is the simplest tuna burger that you can make. Of course, you can always add other things if you want to. I put a little bit of fresh parsley around it. You could add...
Is that a fourth ingredient?
You could. You could make as many ingredients as you want in this. You could add some green onions. That would be good.
Green onions?
Or some chives. Or...
And green onion chives? I don't know.
You don't know? You just like
I just like the tuna, okay?
Well, do you want to finish this off?
Okay.
All right, here you go. So we celebrated my birthday with a present for you, some tuna cakes.
So did you enjoy your present?
I absolutely did. I had a lot of fun making this with you, and everybody always likes it when you're here, Mama George.
Wait till you see what I get you for Christmas.
I can't wait.
Of course.
Absolutely. Well, what can other people do if they like this video?
I don't know.
They could maybe subscribe.
They could subscribe?
It's my birthday, so why don't you subscribe?
Say happy birthday to Patrick!
Say happy birthday, that's leaving a comment down below.
Send him some more tuna!
You could send me some more tuna if you want to. And if you'd like to, you can hang out for the other shows on this channel, one of which features your son, George.
My son, George!
He talks about good self-esteem, and actually this Saturday he's going to talk about his
trip in Disney World.
In Disney World to the Magic Kingdom.
Yes, I'm glad I didn't have to do another one of those talk shows.
That's right.
We're being interrupted all the time.
That's right. You got you and Mama Dog actually were together.
Yes. And she interrupted me all the time.
Did she?
She echoed me.
And the other thing that you can do...
No patience.
No patience, and she interrupts. It's terrible.
Of course.
Of course. So you can also tune in on Tuesdays, and we talk about...
The long hair for men.
The long hair for men. I give tips and tricks every Tuesday. And, of course, you can always join me every Thursday for a 3-ingredient recipe.
Yes. Not always do tuna, unfortunately.
No, it can't always be tuna, but everyone...
Yes, it can always be tuna.
Well,
it could be the tuna show.
Maybe you could...
3 ingredients with tuna.
Maybe that could be your show.
Okay.
All right, great.
All right.
Well, thanks very much for joining us. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And our last ingredient is?
An egg.
An egg.
A tuna egg?
Fish. Well, fish do use... no. I was going to say fish don't lay eggs, but of course they lay eggs. Okay. Fish don't lay eggs. Okay, basic biology, Mama George.